Are you a fan of horror movies?
Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead.
What about cult classics?
Your move, creep.
If you are, you'll love Shocking Things. Please search for us on all the major podcasting platforms. To see our social media and a direct link to our podcast, please go to anchor.fm/shockingthings.
Welcome, everybody, to PWZ Podcast. This is the Professor Rick Del Santo, and joining me, as always, on this glorious Sunday evening is Rumble winner, Showtime Marcel Williams. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, my man. How you doing? You know, like I said Rumble winner. It was a tough road. It was 29 people because we obviously know what the one spot was. So, 28 people because we had a surprise. We'll talk about that later. I conquered, so now you know what the road is. Dieselmania 5, fan favorite Matthias. I'm a fan favorite, so we got a big deal going on at Dieselmania 5.
This is going to be a great show. I'm telling you right now. And after last night, it's going to be gigantic if that's going to be the main event. So, you know, that was just a wild surprise. I'm going to tell you, no offense, but you weren't my pick to win the Rumble. So
I kind of figured it out. I think I was no one's pick.
But no, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all, because the fact that it was a surprise, you know what I mean? I figured you had already been at the top many times in Paradise Alley, but you're going to be taking on Matthias at Dieselmania next month. But you guys have a huge history. You guys have wrestled each other for championships many, many times. So that's going to add another intense chapter to that book.
Yeah, it's going to be another chapter where it's kind of a redemption thing, because the last time we was at Dieselmania, he won his first PAPW championship. Right. So it's a redemption story where now I'm the challenger coming in now, hoping to regain the championship for the third time. And, you know, it's business as usual. And I'm just trying to make it happen for the third time and hopefully make this run memorable.
It was a great evening. It was a sad evening as well, as you know, Tuesday night, or Wednesday rather, was our last program. I was recording with Big Daddy and Talking Tommy, the new broadcast partner for Paradise Alley. When we actually got the call that we had lost Big Jym Anderson, we did not announce it on air. We did announce that we lost a friend, but you know, this is a huge loss for the professional wrestling community in the Northeast. He had been getting out there. He'd been teaming with Ryan Frost and various organizations as well and he was just a great guy. So I just want to say I did not get to pay tribute to him on this show as of yet, but I just want to do that and say thank you for everything. Thank you for coming on the show, Jym. And it was one of my favorite interviews I ever did. It was really cool to share stories of professional wrestling and punk rock music. And, he's just a cool dude, you know, and it was so nice to talk to.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's so hard because I just talked to him a few weeks ago, and we
Hmm.
had this whole doing things, whatever. But we got, like I said, on social media, we got a little bit closer, working with the no fans street fight match with Bull Dread and all that
Right.
stuff, and it's just unfortunate, man. It just like we be sitting next to somebody one day in training, and then next thing you know, or talking to them, and then all of a sudden they're gone. You be smiling with them like nothing happened. You
Right.
hope to see them the next show or tomorrow or whatever you're doing, whether it's work or at home or whatever. It's just you just never know,
Right.
and I like I said, I give my condolences to the family, to the friends, and the guy worked hard. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? He worked hard to get what he got with Ryan Frost and all the bookings that he was getting. So I respect that man, and he will be missed. He had a great attitude, and he always had a smile on his face, and he never let anything bother him, as I see.
Hmm.
And we all have problems in life, but at the end of the day, he left that somewhere else and he in the locker room. He was a cool guy with me, so he will be missed. And like I said before, um, and last night actually, the Rumble was what it was. It's supposed to have been, a happy situation where PAPW was debuting for Fight TV, and at the end of the day, it became an emotional event because we lost a brother. So all I gotta say is rest in peace to Big Jim. I said it again. I said it last night. I'm saying it again. Rest in peace to Big Jim, and I hope he's happy. And I appreciate all his hard work and the time that I had with him to sit down and talk to him about life, talk to him about his kid and the wrestling business.
He loved professional wrestling. He really did, and he grew up as an '80s kid, so we got to share a lot of stories during that time period, of that time.
Yeah,
Excuse me. It was cool, being a Connecticut guy and knowing a lot about what happened at that time period in the early '80s. So you will be missed, Big Jim. Paradise Alley did a wonderful tribute to him prior to the event by a great speech from Mario, and then at the end of the evening, um, Showtime, Marcel Williams, and Matthias did another wonderful tribute to him as well. And the fact that when you guys went off air, the crowd was chanting "Big Jim." That was just
yeah,
amazing. So
yeah, man. It's well deserved. He always wanted to prove himself every time he get on that ring and get critiques from anybody, and he just wanted to do his best. You know what I'm saying? So last night was for him from start to finish. It was business as usual for PAPW, but last night was definitely for him. And we just wanted to show the world Fight TV because a lot of people watch Fight TV who Big Jym Anderson was.
So, I want to be yelling and screaming, jumping right now because it's our premiere on Fight TV tonight. And I couldn't be more appreciative to the crew of Fight TV and Fight TV itself for the premiere of Paradise Alley on Fight TV. First off, I'd like to give the condolences and prayers to the families that lost courageous soldiers in the Middle East, and I pray for our troops there. Secondly, it's been a rough week at Paradise Alley. On Tuesday, August 24th, we lost Big Jym Anderson. He was a brother. He was a friend to all of us. I'd rather talk about Jim Perella. He was a guy with a heart 1,000 times bigger than his body. He was loved by many. He was respected by many. He helped many people. Jim made an impact on everybody's lives not because of the size of him, but for the size of his heart, how he would talk to people, how he would greet people, how he would just sit and communicate with people. And if he loved you all the way. I brought him into Paradise Alley in 2016. I'm proud that I did. Myself, Paul Roma, Paul Perez, and Big Steve Tracy, and all of his brothers and sisters in Paradise Alley feel the loss tonight. And every time that bell rings from here on in, at every show, Jym will be walking alongside of each and every one of us until our final bell. God bless Big Jym Anderson, Jim Perella, his family, his children. Jym, this one's for you. And all I can say, in the spirit of Big Jym Anderson, you know, he came in as the enforcer, Big Jym Anderson. He had a clothesline that would decapitate somebody. So I say to all you young guys around this ring tonight, let's tear this house down!
I got to tell you, you guys killed it for Fite TV, for your Fite TV debut. I had a great time. Besides the emotional impact that the entire evening had, you guys really put on a great show. The wrestling was top notch throughout the evening. You know, and the fans were wild throughout the whole thing and crazy into it. It was really good.
Yeah, it was hot.
So you can all go buy it for $9.99 if you did not see it. I'm just saying, anybody that's listening.
I mean, yeah, just like Rick said, man, it's on Fite TV $9.99. If you missed it, just check it out. It doesn't hurt to check out a wrestling promotion, whether it's PAPW or any other promotion. It's okay, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Stars of tomorrow. If not, there's some hidden talent in there as well. So check out Fite TV, Paradise Alley, Rumble in Paradise, $9.99.
We're going to get into that because there was one match that I got to tell you that I really enjoyed. But before that, we had the Brick City Boys and the Haven. Now, these guys this was a great opener. I rewatched it today, actually. I was there live in the event, stood right there ringside, and watched it on Fite TV today. This was a really good match. These Brick City Boys, you know, they're both relatively, they're not necessarily, they're on the small side of big men, but they're kind of big, you know?
Yeah, they come from a group of, you know, Bear Country and, Hispanic mechanics. So they fully trained, especially from Creator Pro. So we already know who Creator Pro is. So under Pat Buck. So yeah, man, they came prepared. They already jumped the Haven a month before and fooled the fans. So this was an opener, and the Haven pulled it out. You know, we don't get into details with that, but they pulled it out and over the Brick City Boys, and you know, but the Brick City Boys was not making it easy.
Right. This was a great opener, and I think that the Brick City Boys tried to, use the rules to their advantage or break the rules to their advantage. They were excellent heels at, so to speak, as to use, bend them without necessarily breaking them.
Yeah.
So I think these guys are really,
yeah,
right. I mean, everybody does it. I think these guys are a really great tag team, though. I've seen them probably 3 or 4 times. This is the first time I've seen them wrestle. All right, get off a little bit. This is the first time I've seen them wrestle the Haven in Paradise Alley, but I've seen them once before, and I thought that they put on a really good match. So
yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed the way that these two work together, these two teams.
Especially the Haven. The Haven, I seen the Haven. It's crazy because the Haven, I remember them when they was sitting little fans at Dieselmania too. So they have grown. They have grown quite a bit and became a well-oiled tag team. So they have been everywhere. They got the experience everywhere else. So they have brought it back to Paradise Alley and just been better than ever. then trust me, they're young, so they still got more to do. You know what I'm saying? They still got more to accomplish. So it's just the start.
They've been getting out there a little bit. I've seen them, trying to expand for a while. How long have they been a team? I think I've seen them around 2 years or maybe 3 years that I've been around.
They've been a team for like almost 3 years, but they've been more than a team. They grew up with each other since probably little kids, So trust me, the teamwork was there before the teamwork was even accomplished.
I know one of their uncles, actually. He's a very close friend of my wife's family. And so, I see him quite frequently, and he's a good buddy of mine. I bring him, I give him rides every now and again or whatnot. So, I don't know if you've met him. He's been to the shows before. Vincent, he's just a really good guy, and he's a cool dude. I don't know what else to say other than he's just like a really sweet guy. It's like they come from a great family. My wife's actually
they have a great attitude, so I can tell.
Yeah. This match, the next match, was the open challenge for the Intercontinental title. I did not expect the response to this as what happened, but Kylan King is the Intercontinental Champion. I've spoken about this many times that Kylan is like one of the few that's in the school that I think is going to be a huge star someday. He really is, and he's really killing it in the ring. His buddy, his pal, tag team partner, and member of the Miracle Generation, Flash Waller, stepped in to accept the open challenge. And I got to tell you, this could have been the freaking main event if it had not been like a gigantic Rumble match, because this match went for about 15 minutes, and I got to tell you, it tore the house down. The crowd was completely into it. And this morning, I went back and watched it, and I actually clipped it and sent it to a friend because I really needed him to watch this, because it reminded me of watching Dynamite Kid and Tiger Mask from like back in the early days. You know what I mean? It's like it was that good, and I put it up on that level that it was that exciting.
Nah, it just proved that, the future is bright for Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling. You know what I'm saying? These two went out there. They're friends, Miracle Generation, and they just tore the house down from minute 1 to minute 15. It was just unbelievable. I just recently watched the match, probably like no lie, probably like 30 minutes ago, and it was real good. These guys just put it all out there, especially with them. And, I don't want to keep using Big Jym as that crush, but the thing is, he was around them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, this match would have made him happy regardless whether he was live or not, because this match was emotional. You know what I'm saying? It's two friends going at it, but then now they got a major cost, not only for the Intercontinental Championship for PAPW, but now they got Big Jym on their minds and the loss of him. So the match was very emotional, and it was probably part of the match of the night, which we're going to talk about another match that's probably was match of the night as well.
I think the match, well, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's see what I have. I have them here. I have them here listed. Oh, Richard. Nope, that's not next. House of Pain and Waves and Curls. Excuse me. I put them out of order for some reason, but I remember. House of Pain and Waves and Curls for the Paradise Alley Tag Team Championship. Now, if you remember last year, prior to the last show before everything shut down, the pandemic, it was Waves and Curls and House of Pain and Team España wrestled in a 3-way match, and Waves and Curls actually won the tag titles, but then it was discovered that Nick Payne's foot was under the rope. Now they ended up reversing the decision, so it took over a year for this match to happen, basically.
Yeah.
So, and there was a lot of buildup. I really honestly thought with that second chance that Waves and Curls were going to get, that we were going to see new tag team champions. But the House of Pain proved that these guys are out there killing it, and that they're tough, and they're one of the best tag teams on the circuit today by walking away with those tag titles. Yeah.
Well, we like to talk about the Tri-State Kings, right? So basically, they know what it is. They know what it is. There was a controversial decision last time, and it was controversial this time too. I mean, but they still pulled it out. They still became the longest reigning tag team champions of PAPW. But as we wait, before we even start with this, the tag team, you forgot to mention about the Battle Academy trying to attack Paul Roma and America.
That's right. You're right. I forgot about that.
Let's swing back and then swing forward.
You're right. I did have that in my notes. Battle Academy came out to try to attack Paul Roma at the end of that Kylan King and Flash Waller match. I got to tell you that Paul Roma still got that punch, that intense punch. You know, I really I was hoping, I don't know if it'll happen, but I'd love to see Roma get in the freaking ring. I said this last night, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more during the Rumble as well, that when we discuss the Rumble. But, you know, he came out there and just he handed the Battle Academy their asses. You know.
Yeah, he surprised me. I mean, he still got the punches, the kicks, you know, the axe handle. He still looked great. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good moment for, you know, PAPW and for the Rumble, and then, you know, it was an all around good event. But we can fast forward back to the tag team match because HOP. Still,
I know that they I'm just going to say that they bent the rules to retain the tag team titles, but that forced Sergeant Murray, the director of operations, to come out and say that they're defending the titles next month at Dieselmania against former tag team champions, the Haven, which is, if I remember correctly, it was the House of Pain defeated the Haven, right? Correctly? At the last
Dieselmania 4 to take, yep.
So it's gonna be gonna be an intense event. There's a lot of intensity and there's gonna be a lot of emotion behind that match.
And not only that, it's a ladder match.
Yes, it's gonna be a ladder match. I'm looking now. Once he announced that it was a ladder match, I gotta tell you, I was looking at the construction of the building, how that's gonna be constructed. I don't know, but I have faith that the House of Pain could walk away with their tag titles. I don't know.
You have faith? Faith or are they your favorite?
I'm not, well, you know, I'm just saying, they are one of my favorites. They are one of my favorites.
I was just asking because, like, it's either you have faith or they're your favorite. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right, so let's be serious. They are one of my favorites. Are they going to be able to climb that tall ladder? Are they going to be able to pull it down? I don't know. Those are what's the line that the court says? 1,000 pounds of pressure per slap.
1,000 pounds. So that means this ladder better be re-instructed.
Right.
Hold the House of Pain.
So it's possible
to take a mountain for the Haven to climb too as well. So you know.
Right. I think it's very possible the Haven can capture the titles. I think that's where we're going here. But, you know, as much as I am biased to the House of Pain because I am a fan, I think they're great.
Yeah.
I think it is possible that the Haven would. Thanks for calling me out.
Tag team wrestling.
Right.
You know, they say they tag team wrestling, so they've been proving it being 700 plus days as a PAPW tag team champion.
And I mean, they're and not for nothing. I know I've had them on here before, and they're always a fun interview. Mm-hmm. They have captured gold everywhere they've went to, so that's that. Yeah. Excuse me, that's a plus right there.
The record shows for itself, you know.
Right.
You know,
there's a very good chance they could walk away.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, but you gotta understand the Havens. You know, they hungry. They have stepped away from PAPW to get better.
Right.
And, you know, at the time when HOP took the tag titles from them at the last Dieselmania, you know, they just started in the business less than a year. So now we're looking full circle at well-grown the Haven versus the longest reigning tag team champion. So this match probably is going to be real emotional, and it's very story-driven.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some, like you said, it's going to be some story to it, some emotion. It's a match that I'm going to definitely look forward to. I really can't wait. That's Dieselmania. It's going to also be on Fight, correct? From what I saw a flyer. Or is it going to be?
Yeah, it's going to be on Fight TV on a later date, but September 20th is the event.
Is the actual event? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to tell you it's going to be a great match because the couple matches that have so far been announced, and we're going to get into that a little bit more. They're already top-notch matches for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And not for nothing, I guess the main event prior to the Rumble in Paradise, the world title, Matthias, the world Paradise Alley World Champion, took on Richard Holiday, MLW star. And I got to tell you, this match was really freaking good. It went a little bit lengthy, but I thought it was really, really good. There was a lot of like back and forth, submission holds, a lot of story, and honestly, Holiday. When you thought, I'm going to be honest, I popped when I thought Holiday won the title, but yeah, I really did. I'll tell you why I popped, because I sat here like, there's no way Holiday is going to win the title. I was thinking that the whole time, but when it happened, I was like, oh shit. So, it's like I really honestly didn't think it was going to happen. So the fact that it happened for that brief second really got me. And those are moments that I like, you know what I mean? When I think something's not going to happen. And then obviously you guys proved that it wasn't going to happen because El Ref saw that Richard Holiday had cheated and had talked to Ref Bill, and they ended up restarting the match, and Matthias rolled them up for the pin.
Yeah, it was a surprise victory, but the ref didn't see the legs on the ropes, and what we thought was Holiday that won the championship, which it wasn't. So it's some type of controversial finish there because at the end of the day, the 3 was counted.
Right.
So that's what I'm worried about. But we're gonna talk about it later. But the thing is, like, Matthias came out as the victor. He's a champion. So, we know who's going to Dieselmania 5 as the PAPW champion.
I got to tell you, Matthias has been a great champion. He's had 2 reigns. He lost it to Vlad, and then he won it back to Vlad, someone that you know very well. We're going to get into that. And so I'm just saying that, like, his second reign, he's been doing pretty good, I guess, as a second reign. But, we'll get into that just a second. Yeah, Marcel Williams, you yourself, oh my God, you are the Rumble in Paradise winner. Tell me, man, I gotta say that this was a freaking great match. I gotta tell you, the Rumble in Paradise, every 90 seconds, new competitor enters. We started off with Ichiban and Cody Perrin, and Cody Perrin didn't last too long. I love that step-up Enziguri that just knocked out Perrin, where he just went down straight to the floor. Ichiban has become one of my guys. I like him a lot. I think he's cool, and the guy can work in the ring. He's he's a quick guy. You came in relatively earlier than I actually thought. You were going to come in for some reason, but you came in right after Vlad, and then right that's the way it happened, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm trying. Yeah. And then it was you, Vlad, and Vlad came in, getting rid of a bunch of the people, and some people just decided to step over the ropes and say, well, fuck this. I'm not dealing with you. Jay Bougie, that one's for you. So I thought it was, I really thought that, I thought it was going to be quite difficult to get rid of Vlad. But you and Arlan and Vlad.
But I tell you what, though, because my number came up, and I was like, oh, he's in there already. Okay. So when I'm walking towards the ring, and then I see him starting to throw people off, I said, this is my chance for me and him, one-on-one. So when I see him destroying all these guys that he was doing, I said, okay, keep on, because, it's going to be me and you soon, because you've been sitting here doing what you've been doing behind my back. So that happened. I got my chance. I got the little upper hand, but, this dude, Vlad's big. Like, what can I do? And then Flash comes in, and then he decides to help, and then it kind of helped out a little bit, and then he gets the upper hand again, and then surprise number, Kylon comes in. I didn't know that order was going down, so it helped out a lot, and you could say the rest, my man. He was there.
I'm going to tell you, man, you guys worked hard and got his, should I just say, big ass out. He was, I could not imagine that as being easy. He is a tough guy and big, and, he annihilates people, He's a tough guy. So I want to say that it was the three of you, Kylon and Flash, in there alone on several occasions throughout the thing. What was that like? I know you guys tried to eliminate each other.
We tried to eliminate each other. Every person for itself. We try to eliminate each other, and then every time we try to touch each other, the clock pops up. So it was like, it's just, and then it was just. I wish we would have collided, but I guess we didn't because it's every 2 minutes. So but you gonna say it soon. Every time somebody came in, they paid for it. So
yes, they did. And then I didn't expect the ring to get as full as it did on certain occasions. There was a bunch of people in there. And then towards the end, it was you and Chris Battle were the last two in there. And just as you think that Chris Battle is going to be the guy, you simply just sidestepped him and tossed him right over the ropes. And now our new 2021 Rumble in Paradise winner, future contender, or should I just say contender for the world title against meeting
future PAPW champion.
Oh, I think it's very, very possible. I think it's very, very possible. I don't like to make predictions, I'm because I'm usually bad at it. So that's why I just give it up. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you that much if you did, and I'd like to see it. But now you're meeting Matthias September 25th. I got to tell you, man, you guys, I know I said in the beginning of the show, but you guys did a wonderful speech afterwards. And you guys laying out the shirt for Jym and the belt over that, man. That was just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the dude loved PAPW. And, I felt that, since I won the Rumble and I'm going on, that was the main goal at first. But, just to end the show that way because he loved the company. He always told me that, this is home first, what you need. So I just fulfilled what needed to be fulfilled with Matthias. And, with that championship, take Big Jym memories, put it on the mat, and just take that championship and just leave him with that moment. My moment was what it was, but the biggest moment was what the moment was for him.
You guys, I used to like, if I don't mind saying it, but I used to like when he came out in wrestling, he played that Johnny Cash song. And, and it's like, since he passed, I was just like, I listened to that song a couple times. The lyrics might not be really fitting, I guess, for, just to think about somebody like that. But that song makes you think about him a lot. It's just, it was a really good entrance music. You know what I mean? I just thought it fit really well. At the first time I heard it, I thought it was a little odd. But then now you look back, the character, the guy, it fits,
Yeah.
So what else you got going on? You got you got Rumble in Paradise done and over with.
Paradise is wrapped up. It's now time for Dieselmania 5. Alley Fight's supposed to be this Friday, which is probably going to be advertised tomorrow. I think.
Advertising that late.
Yeah, advertising it late. And I think we got one 2 weeks from now. We got 2 Alley Fights, which is another. And then Dieselmania 5, you already know, September 25th at the JCC once again. 360 Amity Road, Woodbridge, all that other advertisement. Bell time, 7 p.m.
We're going to do
it. Yeah.
Just like Rumble in Paradise, I'm going to do a whole week of promoting Dieselmania. I'm telling you, because I had 5 shows based on Rumble in Paradise. Because I wanted to try to get people out there, you know what I mean? And I thought it It was. Did you watch the fight video back?
I did watch it. I watched it back.
I
I
think
really enjoyed it.
I love that building. I told you, like I grew up down the road from there. All right, so it was a place that I kind of frequented growing up,
Mhm.
and I play a Scrabble tournament in there through work, my place of employment, every year. Thanks to my wife, by the way, who's a huge. I wouldn't play otherwise, but I got invited once, so I had no choice. Um, the things you do for your wife. So I got to tell you, I've always loved that building. But you guys last night, like, okay, the first time you guys were there was probably almost a year and a half, 2 years ago, probably. I'm trying to say, I'm trying to remember. It was Dieselmania 4. Was that it?
Nah. That Dieselmania 4 was at the Annex. We had the Type 1 and none round 2.
Okay, that's correct. Yep. Okay, now I remember. I got to tell you, it was a little bit of a different setup, and I thought it was a really good setup. But last night, it was set up a little bit differently because the camera crew was there, and you guys were on Fight TV. But if you looked back and watched the fight, I thought that was a great venue, prior to the fight event. The way it looks on television is amazing. It looks like an arena. You know what I mean? It's just a really good setup for television, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I like the building. I know PAPW had a few technical difficulties, like the screen and stuff, the main screen for the TV. It got fixed a little bit later on, and the music their sound system was kind of like, So
Right.
but yeah, but we fixed those. That's what happens when you go live, people. You go
Yep.
live and
Well,
it
it's
happens.
also the first time you've gone live. If the first time you've gone live on such an app like Fight, so of course there's going to be
Yeah,
problems. You know what I mean? Of course there's going to be problems. It's just
yeah.
inevitable. It's like, but you guys figured them out, and it ended up,
Mhm.
even though some of the problems weren't necessarily fixed right as the show started, they were fixed throughout the show. It
Yeah.
still ended up being, I thought that it still delivered really well. And I mean, I know that it might have been annoying to, guys like Mario and Roma and the production crew, etc. But you guys still delivered overall.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you as a fan as well, enjoying the product. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
the talent put it all in the ring. Debut on Fight TV, and that was a big deal for us. So
Right.
I really, I really appreciate your input because it was real special. It was challenging, but it was special.
Right. I mean, I honestly, I felt really bad when, I'm sitting there watching. I was like, there's nothing, I'm not technically gifted or anything like that. So I was like, there's nothing that I could do, but I felt really bad that there were so many technical issues, especially throughout the show, because it's like I know you guys are just trying to get on the air and put on a really good show. You know what I mean? It's already been a rough week for Paradise Alley as it is.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely. But, you always learn when you go on live or when you even film anything, or
hmm
the king. So next time, Dieselmania 5 is coming up, maybe it will be worked out.
yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure everything will be cleared out by then. You guys worked. You guys worked through it, and so now you guys know what to do. I mean, especially since that you guys are pre-taping the show before you guys put it up, so that's
Yeah.
a positive. I want to say that the Guardian of Chaos and Talking Tommy Saban did a wonderful job on commentary. I had Tommy and the Guardian of Chaos on Tuesday night, and it was Tommy's debut as a broadcaster. Period. It was his very first broadcast. And watching back today, I thought that guy killed it. I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, he did a real good job. I know he's been, doing his thing, trying to get ready for the event, and he did a good job along with Big Daddy, and the chemistry was there.
Yeah, and Big Daddy is Big Daddy.
It's
He's got that.
that.
He's just good. He's just good. All right. So what else you got going on, Marcel?
I don't know, man. Just life, man. Just Shep and Wrestle I got going on with the championship tournament, and then Dieselmania 5, and just trying to get back in the groove again, man. Just trying to get back in that wrestling groove again after taking the break so like probably what 9 months. So it's like, yeah, it's just trying to get back in the groove again, try to make things happen. You know what it is.
Absolutely. So you said that there's going to be an Alley Fights this coming Friday,
This Friday,
which will be the
and
third.
then it's the third, and then the week after will be the
Okay.
Alley Fights as well. Countdown to
Oh my.
Dieselmania. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. So I just want to. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with those. No talent announced or going to be announced. Do you know anything?
No, nothing. I just know it's Alley Fights this Friday. So
Well,
probably
Showtime.
your APW favorites. I don't know whether I'll be there or not. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe pop on in. So,
You never know. Maybe being
you never know.
answering an open challenge.
Exactly. You know.
So what else happened in the wrestling world this week? I have not necessarily catched up. I caught some of Dynamite. I didn't necessarily catch it all.
Yeah, I mean, I caught some. I can tell you is like the bullet points where Raw. They start the rivalry between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, and then he's trying to push Damian Priest, which is a hard-working dude. He comes from Monster Factory, and he went over. He has gone overseas as well, so I'm glad that the hard work is showing, where they got faith in him to, go toe to toe with Bobby Lashley. So, yeah, man,
You're talking about Damian Priest still?
Damian.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that he's a phenomenal worker. I remember him from Ring of Honor, killed it in Ring of Honor, did a wonderful job as Punishment Martinez. Killed it in NXT,
Mm-hmm.
I think that, him on the main roster is a positive for the main roster. I think he's just a great wrestler. You know what I mean? I think that guy could be a huge star. Some people may agree, may not agree. I got a lot of flack for somebody I called a star this past week. I want to get into that. See what your opinion is in a second. But
Wait,
back.
yeah, I was about to say who is that?
We'll
I'm
get
about to
into
ask.
All right, so obviously we know NXT is rebranding, correct? That's the whole rumor. They got a new logo. It looks like, yeah. So prior to that, obviously we reviewed NXT Takeover last Sunday, which was the final takeover of that era.
Yeah.
So, and then the next night, I think we praised Killer Cross, Karrion Kross, Sunday night, if I remember correctly. So he made his debut on Monday night in a completely different outfit, wearing some sort of ridiculous red hockey mask, and he looked like an asshole or what have you.
You like demolition?
You know what? You're not the first person. Somebody else said that to me too. So I posted a picture on Instagram. I posted it on TikTok, and I basically said, this is what happens when you have a great star. You know what I mean? This guy is a star caliber professional wrestler. I said this before he was in WWE, NXT. I said this when he was in Impact. I said it was on the Indies. I have always been a fan of his, and I thought that guy has the proverbial it. I got a lot of backlash saying basically that this guy is not a star. This guy's never going to be a star. What are you talking about? This and that. You get what I'm saying? Thinking basically people laughing at me for that, for saying that I think that he is one of the best stars of today as well. And the guy very well can be. Look at modern professional wrestling. This guy has that old school, if you get what I'm saying. And he could
I get.
And I think that, but then again, these could just be some jackasses online, of course, that always have to attack you for saying something that you like,
Yeah,
but
no, I fully understand you. I'm gonna try to explain it real good. Obviously, yeah, we do got jackasses. Like you're right about that one. But I'm gonna explain it to you. You see him as a star. I do too. But I'm gonna give you my example too. I always thought And at first, I didn't pay it no mind, but Drew McIntyre, when he first came back after the release and went out to get better through Impact or the indie
Evolve.
scene, then Evolve and then NXT. When he came back, I was like, he's going to be a star now because he went out, got way better than he was before, got the look, and then when they brought him to the main roster, then all of a sudden, oh, he's a lackey for Dolph Ziggler or whatever, you know? So I understand where you're coming from, but the thing is, it's the WWE formula. Was you a star outside, but to them, you got to eat shit for you to be the star. I hate to say that.
No, you basically reboot in a way. You know what I mean? And then you have to. They're gonna give you like you being a star in NXT, which is technically the same company.
Same company.
It is a whole different world. You know what I mean? It's just be like, oh no, we're gonna give you this ridiculous. I don't care if you were a star down in Florida. You're going on a national level. We're gonna give you this comedic gimmick instead.
Hey, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes.
That's a perfect example. Showing up in polka dots, etc., etc.
Steve Austin, even though he made money, but still, when he came in, it wasn't easy.
It was the ringmaster, yeah. But you know, there was something I was going to say about that. Damn. There was Killer Cross, and then you were talking about Drew McIntyre because he was teamed up as basically one of Shane McMahon's lackeys / bodyguards / whatever. With it was FTR, right? He was teamed with as well, like the group.
Nah, he was teamed up with Bobby Lashley and Baron Corbin.
I think I'm thinking about something. Either way,
you're thinking about FTR and Randy Orton because that was on SmackDown.
Forget that. No, that's all right. I'm not an Orton fan. No, but I thought that when he came in and he was basically Shane McMahon's little bodyguard or lackey, whatever you want to call him, I thought Drew McIntyre was really good, and that's when I started to realize I was like, dude, it's not necessarily that I realized it, because first off, when he was that chosen one, I didn't think he was that great. You know what I mean? But him going back on the him going back on the indies, Impact and what else? Evolve and the indies, etc. He proved himself to be really good. I was like, damn, that guy really is good. Maybe what am I missing? And then when he came back, he had the black beard and part of Shane McMahon's little group. Like this guy, for some reason, there was something about him, and I don't think he's necessarily bad, but for some reason, he became one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling today as a babyface. You know, is the kind of the complete opposite, but it's like he earned it though. You know what I mean? He working his ass off for all those years.
Yeah, he did. I just, it is crazy because I just wish he had that moment that he had for WrestleMania last year.
In front of a crowd. Yeah. I think it'll happen again. I definitely think it'll happen again. I don't think that he's out of the title picture. I think he's definitely going to be, I mean, he had three title wins, was it? Or 2 title wins during the pandemic.
Title wins, but the thing is, I don't even think he should have lost the first time. I mean,
that was upsetting because I thought it was completely ridiculous that he lost the title. I was pissed off because I was like, "You've got to be kidding me that they're doing this to the guy." I was like, "They have no faith in him." But then if you look at it, it was like they were basically trying to, in my opinion, they were just trying to build him up again. You know what I mean? Build like to show the people.
But you didn't do that to Bret Hart or Diesel and all these other guys that had it for a year and some change. So why would you do that?
Title changes. Titles were different back then. When people won them, they held them for years at a time in a way. You know what I mean? I think Bret Hart was probably the last one to hold it for, an extended period. I mean, with the exception of CM Punk, I mean, of that, prior to all of a sudden things were changing on like a weekly basis. Did you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Speaking of that, what did you think about the 434-day reign of CM Punk?
I'm sorry, I missed the last part.
What did you think about the CM Punk 434-day reign?
I'm going to tell you that I like longer reigns, okay? I think that they're more meaningful because if you watch, the Attitude Era really. I mean, I know we talked about the Attitude Era. There's some positives, but if you go back and watch it, it's very confusing to be like, I can't believe this stuff was so successful with Goldust and Bondage Gear and all that kind of crap. But and then the period is just like after that, the Ruthless Aggression Era, and after that, I don't know if that's considered the more modern era, but when CM Punk winning that belt and holding it for what was it, 400 and something days, I was like, it was something great to see because he wasn't just losing the title, say on a Monday, winning it back on a Friday. He was built up as a champion, and that I thought that was phenomenal. That they were doing it right.
And I enjoyed it because he actually beat everybody on the Raw roster because he gave
They had faith in him. They had faith in the whole entire thing and in the run, and it could have gone longer. But sometimes they just need to change it up a tiny bit. But I think it's.
I kind of feel. I mean, truthfully, if you ask me, I kind of feel like he should have lost at WrestleMania and triple threat to The Rock and Cena. But that's just my opinion. Who am I, right?
I guess The Rock and Cena. Well, I guess Cena was a current star at the time.
Because they already did they already did the once in a lifetime Cena and Rock already. Why would you do it again the next following year? You said it was once in a lifetime. You might as well add CM Punk in there with the 400.
Okay. So they did that one. Yeah, that's one thing that I know they did that once in a lifetime thing, like you said, and then the following year they did the same exact thing over. But they never spoke about the once in a lifetime thing. And I remember saying, I was just like, this is such horseshit right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like that whole time. And I guess the buildup was okay. I think The Rock, I mean, as granted, it's like when he first came out, not first came out, but when that Rock thing first happened, I enjoyed it. I thought he was hilarious. I thought he used some great lines. But as time went on, I mean, he was a showman and less of a wrestler, more of a showman. And I was like, while I enjoyed some of his lines, it's just sometimes, when you watch wrestling, you get sick of somebody on television because you just see them every single week and it's just they use the same lines over and over. That became Hogan, anybody. Rock became that guy. And it's funny because it's like, after he retired and then would only come back every so often, you appreciate that person, even if you didn't necessarily like him during that initial run or whatever, or if you got sick of him. Same thing happened to Cena. I couldn't stand the freaking guy. But now he pops up once a year, 2 times a year. I couldn't stand the guy during his initial run because I thought he buried everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. But now I actually appreciate the guy a little bit. I'm gonna say. Because it's a little bit special when he comes out. That's the thing with WWE is like they kill something to make it less special, but when they bring him back, it's special. So
WWE way.
Yes, the WWE way. There's a lot of so.
Yeah, I mean, did you see NXT this week? I didn't get to see it this week.
No, I did not. I was kind of afraid to, but I actually didn't. I didn't. The thing is, like, I know. Starting next week, Showtime and I are going to start doing a This Week in Wrestling show. We were going to start this week, but however, I didn't keep up on everything because it's just my schedule has been really freaking chaotic. I'm trying to catch everything during the day while I'm sitting at my desk, and this week is just too many phone calls during the work week and such. The only thing I really like, even the NWA was just basically a promo to sell their pay-per-view tonight, which is on right now in the background. As we're speaking, I don't know if we're going to get to the finish of it. Nick Aldis and Trevor Murdoch are brawling through the crowd. And let's see what happens. But anyways, I didn't really catch up on any of the actual wrestling. I tried to watch some of AEW because somebody kept telling me I had to watch the Kenny Omega Don Callis promo. I don't know why. Because I like Don Callis. I think Don Callis is a great manager.
Don Callis is good. Yeah, he is.
And the funny part is, like, The guy has not been involved in a managerial role for probably 20 years. Think about it.
He hasn't even been in wrestling for a while, like in wrestling in general for 20 years. He just
He
came
was,
back like 3 years ago doing
well,
Impact.
I think that he did some commentary for the United States television for New Japan. I don't know if that. I think that might have
Yes,
been
he did.
prior to that. Yeah.
Yes, he
So,
did.
um, trying to think. I know he after ECW ended. Did he come back at all or no? You said he was
He
out.
ain't come back at all.
Wow,
He
that's
was out
interesting.
for he was out for a while, and then he, like you said, he came back for New Japan for the U.S. for commentary with Kevin Kelly, and
Yep.
then he got into Impact Wrestling as part of like the directors, executives with Scott D'Amore. That's why
Yeah.
you seen that little turnaround with Impact Wrestling where
They
they
became good.
finally dropped the TNA name. Yeah, it started being
Yeah.
good now. So yeah, man, it like he has become. That happens with a lot of people. I think I don't want to jump around like that, but I think as a performer, like you take that break to realize, to comprehend in your mind, to get better. You get
Hmm.
better with that break. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So, I mean, I understand, the hard work of keep on going, but sometimes you need that break where you need to like regroup, and that may help you out to evolve. And that's what Don Callis has done. That's what Paul Heyman has done. How many breaks have he taken? So even Eric Bischoff, same way. All these breaks that they taken, they evolved to be better.
Right.
So yeah, Don Callis. I mean, I enjoy him on AEW. I enjoy him
I
real well.
I got to tell you, I liked him in Impact. Rather, I think he did some really great work, but he was kind of a neutral commentator, as well as him being, whatever the head of whatever, and basically running the whole show with him and Scott D'Amore. But the one thing is that when he came into AEW as like the heel manager for Kenny Omega and stuff, the guy's killing it. You don't see heel managers often anymore. Like as far as like for as far as men go, there's usually like the female valet. There's very few men that are heel managers in the modern era, and Don is absolutely the greatest today. I think his lines and him being paired with Kenny Omega. I'm not the world's biggest Kenny Omega fan. I think he's good, but not the world's biggest fan. I think that him working with him, they've done some really great scenes together, some promos together, some really good skits together. Some of them have been comedic in a way, but they're done really well. So
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. Kenny Omega is okay on the mic, so Don Callis gives him that crutch. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, and that's what he needed. It goes back to like evolving. Like we seen the Kenny Omega, the 6-star matches and all this stuff. Now we're seeing the character
yeah.
Kenny Omega, and Don Callis is helping out the Kenny by God Omega.
I think it's hilarious. I like the scene. Was it when he first won the AEW title where they 69'd in the ring? If you saw that part,
Yeah, yeah, I
that
see
that
that.
that was hilarious. That really got me laughing really good.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
seen the promo this Wednesday. I seen it, and
it was good, and
Kenny
I like
Omega,
he talked
he's a
trash
mess.
about Greg Gagne basically and stuff like that. So it was
Yeah,
good.
he's telling Christian, he's like, "You think you know me? You think you know me?" Saying Edge's theme music. Like
Hmm.
this guy.
Hmm.
Some people didn't like it, but I liked it because
Nah,
it's a
and
dig.
of course,
It's a dig. I like
who's not going to like it? The IWC, like
exactly.
back to what we were talking about earlier. Back to, you know, so that's the funny part. So anything else that you got on the record today?
Oh man, I mean, CM Punk made a return in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I guess Chicago wasn't cheap pop either. So I mean, he came to me over Milwaukee and it's the same result. And I'm just looking forward to CM Punk versus Darby Allin, which should be the main event for All Out.
It's next week,
And
right?
next Sunday.
Oh, jeez. hold on. When's that going to end? Are we able to do a post show? We got to look into that. See what time that ends.
I'll be watching, but you know, I mean, they do
I'm
need
down.
done. I'll be watching.
Yeah, if you're down, we'll talk about it throughout the week. Through the week,
I mean,
because I'm down.
I'll be watching. Yeah, I'm down. Listen, I'm always down to talk about wrestling. That's what this podcast is about. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? So if it's whether it's PAPW or WWE, I'm down to talk. We want to talk about retro. We down to talk about retro.
Oh yeah, man, I'm down. You know what we gotta do? We gotta
want to
get.
get the fans involved as well, where they want some
And that's right. Let me say this. pwzpodcast@gmail.com. Send me an email. I say this every week. Nobody's emailing me. Send a message. Comment on this video, because ask a question and we'll answer it online, or we'll just talk shit. Say what you want to see. If you want to see us do a retro review, I'm down. Anybody get in touch. Hit us up on social media, PWZ Podcast, the Rick Del Santo, Showtime Marcel, and we'll just, get involved, folks. And
because we can't do this alone. Rick can't do this alone. I can't do this alone. I just need some input.
That's why you're here now, though. That's why you're here on Sunday nights.
Hey, listen, I want to talk wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to get involved. I can't talk wrestling by myself. I can't think about myself. I need you, Rick.
Yeah, well, I love it. I love talking wrestling. It's my hobby. It's one of my biggest passions, and especially the independent scene in New England. I'm a huge fan of the independent scene in New England. It's been no secret for many, 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 many years. So yeah. Anything else? And unless we're gonna wrap it up, or
nah, we can wrap it up, my man. I mean, we know what it is with AEW in the wrestling world. NWA is happening right now.
Yeah.
What was it 73 years or 78?
73rd anniversary show right now.
See, I should know my wrestling history with NWA.
I know.
I remember the NWA as 1987, 85 WCW. Yeah. So that's my time. I was around 73 years ago. So you probably enjoying that right now. So
I got it on the background. Yeah.
And enjoy, and the big Ric Flair return to the NWA. That's a really big deal. Historic.
That's a big deal. Yeah, absolutely.
My time and your time is historic to us because
not for nothing. It was the greatest era for professional wrestling. Is the 80s. So
yes, it was.
All right, my man.
But you already said it. Your hashtag at Showtime Marcel Williams on Instagram, on Twitter. You can hit me on Facebook under Marcel Williams. You send me some Q&As. But next Sunday, we review All Out.
We'll do an All Out. All right, folks. Take care and have a great week.
Be well, be safe, guys and ladies.